Gammage and welcome to this presentation on how Nimbus Control provides the ideal platform for operational excellence in outsourcing. We're going to look in this short presentation at the traditional back office functions of IT, HR and finance, because they're across all industries and all organizations. But the principles are exactly the same. The same logic applies whatever the outsourcing, whether it's customer service, logistics or manufacturing. I'm going to look first of all at a simplified example.
Outsourcing is about taking something that I don't do very well, a piece of my jigsaw, and contracting with a service provider who can deliver it better, cheaper or faster. It's widespread, it's across all sectors and geographies, and it looks set to continue to grow. And as it becomes more widespread, it's not just about a single piece anymore. My enterprise jigsaw is increasingly made up of activities that are provided externally. Multi-source landscapes are now commonplace. And with contract sizes tending to reduce and contract terms tending to be shorter, the real challenge is increasingly how to deliver operational excellence across this complex and dynamic service delivery environment. Contracts and service level agreements are vital foundational documents, but they are totally inadequate in themselves for managing this complexity. There's a growing realization that process matters, that effective process management is at the heart of the solution. Operational excellence and continuous improvement are founded on effective collaboration, and process is its natural language. Let's take a look at a case study which illustrates this. This comes from a client presentation to a Nimbus conference back in 2007. At that time we were working with them on a groundbreaking proof of concept. But it's still a good example because it was truly pioneering, and the challenges it describes are now typical across all large enterprises. So this client had recently completed outsourcing deals covering all of its back office functions globally. So you might think that with its new operating model in place and the contracts and the SLAs all signed and sealed, that it would be business as usual for this organization, for the retained organization, at least until the outsourcing deals came up for renewal. But far from it. The client was keen to drive innovation. That was one of the drivers for their strategic outsourcing initiative in the first place. So the client's retained organization was managing service delivery amidst rapidly changing business requirements, driven by M&A, new market opportunities, strategic initiatives, and a rapidly changing regulatory environment. There was innovation in the sourcing marketplace as well, and what service providers could deliver was maturing all the time, and technology innovation, especially in systems, was driving change. Plus, of course, the client wanted to be able to shift work in response to the performance levels of the service providers. So this diagram actually summarizes extremely well the new normal in service delivery. It's complex, dynamic and multi-sourced, and so sustainable success in this environment demands a new approach. Studies by academics, consulting firms and sourcing advisors, and the experience of Nimbus clients suggest three critical success factors that underpin sustainable success in outsourcing. Firstly, there has to be a shared understanding, a 360-degree visibility, an understanding of the broader context, so that each person and organization is clear about their roles and responsibilities, about deliverables and handoff points, and about the wider governance framework. Secondly, the client has to be in control. The client needs to retain the capability to reverse out of an outsourcing deal if necessary, or to switch work between providers to keep its sourcing options open. The client also needs to better identify and manage its end-to-end risks and compliance. And the third critical success factor is collaboration. The client will always be seeking continuous improvement across its operations, and typically the contract may commit the outsourcer to delivering year-on-year innovation as well. So change is continual, and effective collaboration, which is often across organizational silos, is essential. So let's look at these in more detail and see how Nimbus Control provides a unique enabling platform. The first point, understanding, requires visibility and transparency. Nimbus Control enables an organization to build one integrated process model, providing a complete picture of the enterprise, its end-to-end processes, and not just what's automated. It includes not just processes, but also documents, metrics, risks, and controls. And it has a governance wrapper, because otherwise it's not sustainable. Critically important, it's in the language of the business. It's the real DNA of the business, not an artificial construct that's understood only by IT or some process group. But what's required goes beyond visibility and transparency. It's about making process capture straightforward and combining that with powerful analytical features to support design and re-engineering. Nimbus Control has all the features required to support capture, analysis and design. It has a rich what-if environment for design work that includes activity-based costing, for instance. Critically important, it has features that support Lean, Six Sigma and process improvement teams, as well as IT and enterprise architecture teams. It can link SAP transactions to process activities, and it synchronizes with SAP Solution Manager. The most effective collaboration takes place when everyone is speaking the same language. Nimbus Control provides a collaborative framework for the enterprise, with features that support the needs of all the various process stakeholders, whatever hat they might be wearing. Ultimately, adoption by the process end user, the process consumer, the process executor, is crucial. Nimbus Control creates processes that are easy to understand. They're intuitive, based on the very simple idea of an activity box with inputs and outputs, or even simpler, what we do, when we do it, and why we do it, who's responsible and how. As a user, I can drill down on the activity box to see more details of how we do something, or I can click on the paperclip to see attachments that are relevant to me and to my role. Storyboards lead the end user through the enterprise process model, providing step-by-step practical task support. Let's look briefly at an example of this. This is a view of a simple demo environment using Nimbus Control within a fictional organization called the Goldbank. And for this purpose, we're Sarah Mumford looking through our browser at her personal workspace. Sarah works in HR as a service performance manager. She can see her favorite processes, documents, metrics, scorecards and storyboards, as well as her own actions and other tasks around governance. We can see that she has an action and a request for her to review a draft process, a document or a storyboard. If she wants to look at the performance of one of the Goldbank's operational processes, say in customer care, she simply clicks the link. The customer care process is easy to understand. Sarah can see KPI metrics relating to the various process activities. She can click on the paperclips and see attachments relating to a particular activity. She can drill down on the arrows to see more detail. There's a complete governance framework in place around this, so everything here is access controlled. Sarah may not even have access to this particular process diagram or to some of the attachments on it, or she may be able to view only some of the metrics, all depending upon her access levels and her role. And this personalization can extend to multilingual support. So the Goldbank's processes may be captured and managed in the English language, but it can be set to display the content to Sarah in her own local language. So that could be Chinese, French, Japanese, for instance. And for every process diagram, as well as for every document and storyboard, there's an authorization cycle. We know the process owner, the reviewers who must be consulted about change, and the authorizers of any change. And any person or group can be designated as mandatory users, which effectively forces their acknowledgement of changes. And all of this is logged in a complete audit trail for compliance reporting purposes. The memo and change request features allow Sarah and other users of a process to contribute feedback and improvement ideas to the process owner and to other stakeholders. For Sarah, the implementation of control here is effectively an intelligent operations manual, and the whole focus is on ease of use. If Sarah needs to, say, recruit a new member for her own team, she can refer to the HR portal for line managers. By clicking on the relevant image, she's taken to a storyboard explaining the latest process with the relevant documents, references and explanations. Storyboards provide step-by-step training at the point of need and usually linked to a role. On the left-hand side are the steps, on the right-hand side is the highlighted activity within the relevant process diagram. All of the attachments can be opened up, and below that are notes relating to that particular step. So it's a very easy way to effectively turn process rigor of a process hierarchy into in this case, how to recruit a new employee. So Sarah works in HR as a service performance manager. Some of the parts of the HR processes that she manages are outsourced to Beta Systems and to Sigma Source. And after looking at the latest scorecard for Beta Systems, Sarah wants to consult the relevant process to understand what's going wrong. The process is recruit and select resource, and two of the activities that make up that process, source talent and select suitable candidates for interview, are provided by Beta Systems. Sarah has end-to-end visibility of the process with very clear definition of roles and responsibilities, and she can see, as all the other stakeholders in this process, including probably Beta Systems, exactly where responsibilities begin and end. And this provides the collaborative framework for whatever remedial work may be required to fix this particular operational issue. And whatever process improvement might be required here, it can be designed, reviewed, authorized and deployed within control with a full audit trail for compliance purposes. This simple goal bank example illustrates how Nimbus Control provides a platform that enables the understanding, control and collaboration that are critical to success in outsourcing. It provides a single source of truth, accessible to all the various stakeholders across all the various organizational silos, that keeps everyone on the same page and enables collaboration on innovation. And it's important to note that there are no preconditions. Wherever an organization may be in its use of outsourcing, whether it's just starting out or whether it's already managing a complex multi-sourced environment, Nimbus Control can deliver more effective collaboration and immediate benefits.
I hope this presentation was useful. We'd be delighted to have any feedback or questions you have from it. There's a wealth of detail that we have. We would be delighted to share with you, so do please get in touch. Thanks very much for listening.